We're not going to stop, and it's pretty clear President Trump isn't going to stop. President Trump had his inaugural celebration. He was sworn in on Monday, January 20th. It was too cold outside, so he brought it inside. My wife and I were going to go watch it in person, but that was canceled. So we joined all Americans in watching it on TV. And here are a few highlights from President Trump's inauguration speech after he was sworn in.
Those who wish to stop our cause have tried to take my freedom and indeed to take my life. Just a few months ago in a beautiful Pennsylvania field, an assassin's bullet ripped through my ear. But I felt then, and believe even more so now, that my life was saved for a reason. I was saved by God to make America great again. Instead of taxing our citizens to enrich other countries, we will tariff and tax foreign countries to enrich our citizens. We are establishing the External Revenue Service to collect all tariffs, duties, and revenues. It will be massive amounts of money pouring into our Treasury. My administration will establish the brand new Department of Government Efficiency. I will also sign an executive order to immediately stop all government censorship and bring back free speech to America. I will also end the government policy of trying to socially engineer race and gender into every aspect of public and private life. It will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female. I will reinstate any service members who were unjustly expelled from our military for objecting to the COVID vaccine mandate with full back pay. And I will sign an order to stop our warriors from being subjected to radical political theories and social experiments while on duty. A short time from now, we are going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, and we will restore the name of a great president, William McKinley, to Mount McKinley, where it should be and where it belongs.
Well, there you saw President Trump made really no retreat, or engaged in no retreat from his campaign promises. And we issued a statement in response to his inauguration. Judicial Watch did. And as I highlighted, the left tried through lawfare and every other trick in the book, including trying to kill him. I mean, let's go to that video about how close how close it was in terms of his life nearly being ended. You remember this video?
Take a look what happened.
Truly a miracle that he survived. And I applaud him for acknowledging the role of divine intervention in protecting him. And it should be readily apparent that this is a miracle he survived. And I do hope he's able to do great things as a result of it. And I don't see why that would be a controversial statement for either Democrats or Republicans. The left tried through lawfare and every other trick in the book to derail this electoral victory, stop it from happening. But the voters essentially found Trump innocent of his political opponents' fake charges. Trump persevered and triumphed in the courts as well in the court of public opinion. Let's hope that his success puts an end to the practice of lawfare for good. Democrat-allied prosecutors and judges did their best to derail this presidency, but the people have spoken, and now the reversal of the failed and frequently unconstitutional policies of the Biden administration are now being reversed. America has reason to hope again for a country that is led by the rule of law. President Trump's first day executive orders and his executive orders since then have correctly addressed the border, the rule of law, and the constitutional crises created by the Biden regime, and his pardons and commutations related to the January 6th defendants are fair, just, and brave. Judicial Watch remains ready, willing, and able to help and sue for government accountability as we continue our mission to ensure clean elections, secure borders, and transparency in government, and to thwart the left's attack on our constitutional republic through their censorship of free speech and abuses of power. So we're not going to stop, and it's pretty clear President Trump isn't going to stop. Here's some video of him beginning to sign the executive orders just a few hours after the inauguration at the parade celebration afterwards here in Washington, D.C.
Why don't you say what I'm signing?
Sure. The first item that President Trump is signing is the rescission of 78 Biden-era executive actions, executive orders, presidential memoranda, and others.
And then he went over to the White House before he went out to the inaugural balls to sign dozens, I think, executive orders.
This is actually an executive order designating the cartels and other organizations to be foreign terrorist organizations.
That's a big one.
Yes, sir.
People have wanted to do this for years. So they are now designated as terrorist organizations, foreign, and Mexico probably doesn't want that, but we have to do what's right. They're killing our people. They're killing 250, 300,000 American people a year, not 100, like has been reported for 15 years. It's probably 300,000.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't watch those that pardon signing, because that was pretty extraordinary stuff. So my wife and I went to the ball. We were kind of like stuck and couldn't watch that. But that was, you may have seen pictures of it, he had dozens of reporters there as he's going through, commenting as he's signing these various executive orders and actions, including the pardon and commutation of the sentences of the January 6th targets of Biden's selective and abusive prosecutions.
So this is a big one. Anything you want to explain about this? We hope they get them. We hope they come out tonight, frankly. They're expecting it. Approximately 1,500 people. Six commutations.
Were there any cases you did not commute or pardon people?
We're looking at different things, but the commutations would be the ones that we'll take a look at.
Yeah, so many Americans are now free who should be free, both of the burden of having been prosecuted, even though they're technically out of jail. It's no fun to have that on your record. And those who are in jail, they are no longer in jail. My friend Brent Bozell, who runs the Media Research Center, his son got caught up in this, was prosecuted. And here's Brent's tweet on this. My son Zeker, far left, and 6 of his January 6 buddies released from captivity last night. He's home with his wife and 3 girls this morning. Thank you, Mr. President. So those pardons, as I noted in our statement, were wise and just and brave by President Trump. The January 6 prosecutions, even of those who may have committed a serious crime, including assault on the police officers and such, were all compromised by politics and selective prosecution by the Biden administration, who admitted that they were prosecuting these individuals not because of the crimes they committed, but to diminish or thwart the First Amendment activities of other Americans. They were trying to scare Americans from participating in our nation's public life, as is their God-given right, and they were doing that through unprecedented prosecutions for this civil disturbance on January 6th. You know, I attended the Kavanaugh hearings, for example. Remember Justice Kavanaugh, those hearings where the left was showing up and violently interrupting and threatening and intimidating senators time and time again. assaulting people throughout the Capitol, assaulting staff, etc. You know what they all got? The equivalent of parking tickets. Instead, these folks got treated like terrorists, quite literally like terrorists. And of course, it was designed to interfere in the election process, ensure Americans wouldn't participate or dispute future elections, curtail our First Amendment freedoms. And the next step Trump should take, or his people should take at the Justice Department, or as I've highlighted, President Trump himself can appoint a special prosecutor or prosecutors directly. They should investigate those who targeted these January 6th defendants. The basis and the political basis, ethical basis for these prosecutions. Did they know what they were doing was wrong and abusive? And if so, there could be criminal or other liability for it. That should be on the list. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like our video down below.